Oh, that's definitely true. And that's honestly one of the biggest issues that I tend to see with students is as they progress, it'll it takes a while to understand how to pose out a character, how to get a really solid pose. But eventually, the students will start to get that. They will understand, okay, I need to do this to get a really solid pose. Great. But now from there, going from one pose to the next, you have to do even more. Not only do you have to do a new really good pose, but you have to break down how the character goes from one pose to the next. So it's a whole other level of skill in there. And that takes time to practice. So typically what you're going to end up seeing with most students as they progress is they're going to be not good at anything because, hey, they're just starting, that's normal. And then they're going to get better at those poses. But whenever they go into spline, things kind of lose their visual interest. Everything just kind of slides into place and everything kind of feels boring, even though the poses themselves are really good. And that's normal. So at this point, you need to really focus on just understanding how to break down the motion. How do you lead with one part of the body versus another? How do you get the character to feel dynamic in the way that they get into a hold and then out of a hold? And the big things with that is, again, breakdowns. So thinking of if a character is going to start to move, are they going to start to move the arm first? Are they going to start to move the body first? Are they going to start to move the head first? Are they going to start to move the hips first? As they come to a stop, how do they do that? As they go through a motion, are they going to switch? Where, for example, if you're throwing a punch, this is an example that tends to read very well, is normally you're going to have your pose before the punch. So you're going to be something like that. And then you're going to have your punch pose over here. Okay, great. Now, if you just let Maya do the motion, or if you're not thinking of your breakdowns properly, you're just going to get this. Everything turns at the same time. The body, the arm, everything just turns. That's not what we want. We want to push the breakdowns. So you've got your really good pose here. The next breakdown would be the body starting to twist here and the arm staying in place. And even before that, you might have, if I'm looking over here, I might have the head turn, body twist, then arm go forward. So that's 3 breakdowns right there. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm describing how does the character move from one pose to the next. As I keep going there, so we'll have the body lead. I could even push this fist backwards. So now the character's doing this, stretching out, making a bigger anticipation, which is going to make the punch stronger. And as he comes through, the body starts to come to a stop right here. So it's easing in as the fist comes through. And now we get that punch right through there. Now from there, that doesn't end it. I can now push it even further. And as the punch goes through, I don't just go bonk and stop. I could add an overshoot. So now I go through and I bounce back into my final pose. So I'll have a breakdown here where the arm is extended way past where it should go and then comes back. So by pushing those breakdowns, that would be like 5 or 6 breakdowns right in there. I now have a much more appealing punch motion versus just that simple everything rotates and moves at the same time and then dunk comes into a stop at the exact same time. So at that point, it's really just focusing on understanding those breakdowns. So it takes time. It takes practice. The biggest thing one of the things that I find helpful is just do quick exercises. Create 2 poses, try to animate between them. And it could be a full body pose. It could just be a head pose, a facial pose. Try to just focus on how can you animate from one to the other and make it dynamic. And then from there, try to do 2 different versions of that, where maybe, for example, a head turn, you're going from here to here. One, the head kind of tilts with the top of the head. The other one leads in with the chin. See how you can push that and make those 2 poses, the animation slightly different just by pushing the breakdowns. So hopefully that helps.